When working on a project, many design options emerge, but how do we decide which one is best? Design evaluation is essential for selecting the right solution. Projects can be assessed on a range of criteria. This could include social, economic, and environmental factors. In most cases, there is never the one right, perfect solution. There are generally criteria for and against. We need a systematic process to carefully and accurately evaluate to determine which design is best suited for the client's needs. Luckily for you, AI can help you in this process. This video explores how we use AI to evaluate design options, which is a part of the designing stage of the project work artificial intelligence integration framework. Like all my other videos, I always start by saying you always must apply CAC co-intelligence. We can always start the process by using AI to help us understand any concepts that we might not be sure about. My first approach is to learn about my options. I'm just writing a prompt within Gemini that will help me understand what are the economic and non-economic options and tools in regards to evaluating design options. Whenever you get stuck or unsure, always ask the right questions. As the output unwinds, you'll see the AI provide me with lots of important information. What I must do now is read through all the different options and determine which one I want to move forward with, or possibly determine which ones I want to find out more about. If I want to increase my understanding, all I have to do is ask the right question. Read the information and continue the process until you're ready to move on to the next stage. Economic analysis can be used to compare options with different lifetime costs. Technical analysis is required to perform detailed design of engineering components. Non-economic criteria includes environmental, which could include environmental compliance, flora and fauna, air and water quality, and noise pollution. Social, which might include access to private land, conservation easements, recreation, and native titles. Institutional, which might include funding capability, meeting time constraints, agreements with partners and government bodies, and system reliability, where we explore the project's ability in regards to integrity and system redundancy. A few standard economic feasibility options. Net present value is an approach that reduces all costs and incomes over the lifetime of the project to a value in the present, hence the name. This works by recognizing that the value of an amount of money in 1 year's time is less than the same dollar value today, due to, for example, inflation. Return on investment is one of the popular measures for project evaluation. As a performance measure, return on investment is used to evaluate the efficiency of an investment or to compare the efficiencies of several different investments. Cost-benefit analysis is used to compare potential project investments or estimate the value against costs of a single decision, project, or policy. It is an effective measure for comparing project options with fluctuating cash flows. We can compare project alternatives via the payback period. This indicates the time period of net revenues required to return the capital investments made on the project. Sensitivity analysis allows us to understand the impact on the changes of certain parameters within our assumptions. For example, what would happen if the interest rate related to the funding of the project changed? We also need to consider technical factors. What's required from a technical feasibility standpoint will vary from project to project. You will need to apply your expertise and critical thinking skills to determine which are the parameters that you need to evaluate. This could include understanding where the items will be manufactured and how they'll be transported, understanding if on-site assembly will be required, considering if there are any entry conditions that have to be negotiated over private and/or government lands, understanding the impact on weather conditions, maintenance schedules, approvals, and safety issues. As you can see, there's a wide range of criteria to work through. The tricky bit comes in working out how do we combine all the different criteria and assemble all that data in a form that allows us to evaluate and make right decisions. We need to apply engineering design processes. With so many different factors to consider, developing an evaluation matrix will be an important part of the evaluation process. You will need to consider all the different attributes as well as the weighting for each criteria. All of this sounds very complex, but let's use AI now to help us. I have applied co-intelligence and I've done all the background work first. I now shift to using Copilot to check my working and further develop an understanding of my data. I've uploaded my financial data that I worked on, and I'm using a very simple prompt here and being explicit in which types of economic analysis I would like the AI to undertake. We have learned previously that we should not use generative AI technologies to make decisions for us. We need to check any analysis that the AI does. When doing any analytical work, it's really important to ensure that we are going to be using a thinking model. So depending on which AI you're using, just make sure that it's turned on. Once I execute the prompt, the AI starts to provide a breakdown analysis of everything that I asked. My job as a human now is to look through all the data and compare it to my own calculations and look for similarities and differences and develop further understanding of the figures. This represents stage 2 of CAT co-intelligence, where I'm using the AI to enhance my capability. I can use the AI suggestion, or I can undertake my own investigations to explore different options and parameter changes in regards to my assumptions and possibilities of how I can make the project more economical going forward. Explore to learn. I've now shifted across to ChatGPT and I've uploaded 3 different files, one based on a technical analysis, one on a financial analysis, and the other on a social and environmental analysis. I'm now going to ask the AI to help me develop an evaluation matrix. I'm also going to get it to help me design the weightings of the criteria, and I'm going to ask it to give me information to help me determine adjustments that I need to make in regards to all of these decisions. My job as a human is to now go through all the information being provided by the AI. I need to use my critical thinking and evaluative judgment skills to make the right decisions to create my evaluation matrix. So I've gone away and I've used my critical thinking human skills to create a evaluation matrix. I've uploaded it into an Excel file. From here, I'm going to go through my 2 different design options and provide scores. And I'm going to use this approach to determine which of my 2 designs are the most feasible for me to move forward with. It will be my job as a human to explain this information to my client in order for them to come to the same conclusion as I have. Having completed the evaluation matrix, I'm now returning to ChatGPT, and this time I'm going to upload the document as well as my requirements document. This is something that was produced in the previous video. I'm going to ask the AI to help me understand the similarities and differences between my evaluation for my 2 different design proposals. A very simple prompt is needed. The AI provides some great insights. It's my responsibility as a human to look at this information and further connect it to the requirements of the project. We can see that there's some stark differences between the 2, and only I as a human being in control must make the final decisions. As in previous examples, the AI provides suggestions of further analysis. I'm going to take advantage of the suggestion and see what further insights I can develop. I look at the new information provided and again, I analyze that information. I've now provided you foundational examples of how you can use AI to help you conduct an evaluation of your design options. You need to continue interacting forwards and backwards with the AI until you can develop all the insights you need and come up with final decisions. Just remember, you are the human, you're in control, you are responsible. Always apply CAC co-intelligence and always be ensure that you do not rely on the generative AI data yourself. Use this information to make a decision and move on to the next stage of your work. I'm Dr. Sasha Nikolic. Thank you for watching.